Sebastian the kangaroo lives in fluffy gardens. Sebastian lives here, at 2-ounce bungalow to be precise. Did you know that kangaroos love to bounce around? Sebastian loves to bounce around. And did you know that kangaroos have pouches? Well, some kangaroos. Only girl kangaroos have pouches. So, as Sebastian is a boy, he carries a bag instead. It's red and has a big, shiny zip. Just look at what Sebastian keeps in his red bag. A rubber ball, a toy car, a spoon, and much, much more. Sebastian's red bag is filled with all sorts of fun things. He loves his big red bag more than anything else. Our story begins in a little field behind a house. Not just any house. This was Colleen the cow's house. Colleen was watching the birds fly by. A bright yellow bird fluttered its wings and landed gently on a tree, very far away. "I wish I could see that pretty bird up close," said Colleen. Sebastian the kangaroo bounced up to her and immediately pulled out a big pair of binoculars. He gave them to Colleen. "Oh, thank you, Sebastian," she said happily. Now she could get a better look at the pretty yellow bird. Amazingly, Sebastian the kangaroo seemed to have just the right thing in his bag. Later that day, Pertry the bear cycled over a very sharp stone and punctured his tire. His tire had a big hole in it, which meant he wouldn't be able to cycle home. Sebastian reached into his red bag and pulled out a puncture repair kit. Bill the platypus had forgotten how to get home from Blueberry Forest. Sebastian pulled out a map. Stinky the skunk had run out of sticky tape for a castle he was making out of cardboard boxes. Sebastian pulled out a big roll of sticky tape. All that day, Sebastian the kangaroo seemed to have just the right thing in his bag. The evening was warm, and the shops were open late. Sebastian was bouncing around town. He spotted Mrs. Toasty the sheep waiting at the bus stop. She was carrying a very large bag. Mrs. Toasty had been shopping. "Hello," said Sebastian. "Oh, hello, Sebastian," said Mrs. Toasty. "That's a lot of shopping," Sebastian remarked. "Oh, yes," said Mrs. Toasty. "I have lots of fruit and vegetables and even a carton of milk." "I like milk," said Sebastian, just as the bus arrived. Mrs. Toasty was just about to get on the bus when, suddenly, her shopping bag burst. Mrs. Toasty's groceries went everywhere. "Oh, dear," she exclaimed. She quickly picked up the groceries one by one. But her hands were so full, each time she picked something up, something else dropped. "Oh, I need something to put my groceries into," said Mrs. Toasty. Sebastian wanted to help, so he reached into his bag. He pulled out a screwdriver. That wouldn't help Mrs. Toasty carry her groceries. But seeing Sebastian's bag gave Mrs. Toasty an idea. "Sebastian, please could you lend me your bag?" she asked. The big bag could hold all of her groceries. Sebastian shook his head. He didn't want to give his bag to Mrs. Toasty. He loved his bag more than anything. So he reached in again and pulled out a pair of socks. That wouldn't help either. Poor Mrs. Toasty was getting very flustered. Not only that, the penguin bus driver was going to be late for his other passengers. He couldn't wait much longer. "Please, Sebastian," pleaded Mrs. Toasty. "Please, could you lend me your bag?" Sebastian shook his head once more. He really didn't want to give Mrs. Toasty his bag. It was his bag. What if she didn't give it back? So he reached in again, desperate to find something else to help her. He pulled out a big fish, then a bag of jellies, then a fake moustache. Sebastian didn't seem to have anything in his bag to help Mrs. Toasty. And the bus driver had no choice. He had to leave to pick up his other passengers. The bus was gone, and Mrs. Toasty's groceries were still all over the path. She was very upset with Sebastian. If he had just let her borrow his bag, she would have been able to carry all her groceries and be on her way home. He had wanted to help Mrs. Toasty, but he just loved his bag so much he couldn't bear to part with it. But maybe Mrs. Toasty would have taken good care of his bag and returned it in the morning. Yes, of course she would. Very slowly, he pulled his bag over his head and offered it to Mrs. Toasty. She gave him a little smile. "Oh, thank you, Sebastian." But then she realized, the bus has gone. How will I get home? That's when Sebastian reached into the bag and pulled out a pair of roller skates.